So we are starting now. We will continue solving a revision sheet of semester 2. We are revising the most important things that we studied together in semester 2. And before we start with exercise number 6, I wanted to remind you with these important rulers. The first ruler, which is the protractor, which is half a circle. The protractor is used mainly to draw angles and to draw bisectors of angles. The long ruler is used to draw a segment or a side of a triangle. It is used to find the midpoint of a side. And to draw a median, we use a long ruler. This ruler, which is called the set square, the set square is mainly used to draw a perpendicular or a height. There are two important sides in the set square, the vertical line and the horizontal line. Always the short horizontal line, we put it on the side we are drawing. The vertical line will be passing through the point we are drawing from. So in this way, we will be drawing a height or a perpendicular. Please don't forget these geometrical rulers. They should be with you on your final exam, since on the final exam you will have things to draw, so you should bring these rulers with you, of course. Now in exercise number 6, we will be drawing in a triangle. So I have drawn a triangle ABC for you. You should draw first the height issued from B. As I told your friends, because I had a grade 7A before I gave you, here I have read the word height. Whenever we read the word height, the first question we should ask ourselves is, which ruler do we use to draw a height? Yes?
The set square.
To draw a height, yes, Huda, we use the set square. The set square is always used to draw a height. So I should know which ruler should I use. After I know the ruler that should be used, now I ask myself, what is a height? Who can define a height for me? Yes?
Miss and I.
What is a height? Define it, Huda. Define a height.
Yes, height is a segment from the vertex perpendicular to the opposite side.
Bravo. So we should know the vertex I'm drawing from, and I should know the side I'm drawing to. Here, he told me he wants the height issued from B. Of course, B is a vertex. So I should be drawing the height coming out from B. So I know the vertex. Since I know the vertex, I should ask, who is the opposite side to B? Yes, Huda?
AC.
AC is the opposite side. And I bring my set square, I put it on AC from B side, from this side, passing through B, through the vertical line, and I will be able now to draw a height. So I use my set square to draw the height. After drawing the height, we should always know that the height makes a 90 degrees angle or a right angle with the side. So this is how we draw the height issued from B. Now, in the second one, we should draw the median of AC. Also, I stop at the word median and I ask myself, which ruler do I use to draw a median?
The long ruler.
I need the long.
The long ruler.
Yes. Also, I ask myself, what is the definition of the median, Razan? Yes.
Yes, it is a segment drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side.
Bravo. Here we are given the side or the vertex, ya Razan?
The side.
So we should draw the median of side AC. Also, whenever I'm given the side, I should ask about the opposite vertex. So after finding the midpoint of AC, I join it with the opposite vertex, which is B, using a long ruler. Now, to find the midpoint of AC, as Razan said, we use the long ruler, we measure AC. If I measured AC and I found the measure 6 centimeter, how can I find the midpoint, Razan? Yes.
We divided by 2.
So we say 6 divided by 2 is?
3 centimeters.
So I use my long ruler, I put it on AC and I mark on the 3 centimeter. This is the 3 centimeter where I put an X here. To say that this X is the midpoint of AC, I should make a mark from A to the midpoint is equal from the midpoint to C. So I should make these dashes to say that this part is a 3 centimeter and this part is a 3 centimeter. After marking the midpoint of AC, now what should I do, Razan, to draw the median? Yes?
We just draw a line from the vertex B to the midpoint of AC.
Bravo. We bring our long ruler and we join or we connect the midpoint with the opposite vertex, which is B. So this is what we do. This red line is the median of segment AC. So what did we use to draw the median and the midpoint? We have used the long ruler only. Now I will move to the bisector of angle ACB. Yes, ya Larissa.
Yes, Miss.
I stop at the word bisector. Bisector, to draw a bisector, which ruler do you use?
A protractor.
Bravo, a protractor. So I have the angle at which I should draw the bisector. You ask again yourself, Larissa, what is a bisector of an angle? What does the bisector do for an angle? Yes?
Cuts the angle into 2 parts.
How are these parts equal, right?
Yes.
So I bring my protractor and I measure angle ACB. Suppose after measuring angle ACB, it is 40 degrees. So to draw the bisector, we divide 40 by 2, it is 20. So we mark on the 20 using the protractor and we draw this line is the bisector. As you can see, is it necessary to draw the bisector cutting side AB? Is it to the opposite side or it's only for the angle?
It's only for the angle.
So no need to draw it a long line cutting AB. The height should be drawn from the vertex to the side. The median should be drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of the side. While the bisector, it's enough to draw the bisector in this way. How can we say that this line is the bisector of angle ACB? We know that this small angle and this small angle are equal. So we mark them using the same signs. Look how I mark them. Here I draw a circle. Also here I draw a circle. Whenever I look and I see something like this, directly I say that this line is the bisector of angle ACB. So I have drawn it using a protractor. Now we move to the last one. We should draw the perpendicular bisector of side BC or of segment BC. Also, I stop at the words perpendicular bisector. The perpendicular bisector, as I said yesterday, we draw it for a side or for a segment. That's why we need a long ruler and a set square. How is the perpendicular bisector? It is perpendicular to the segment BC at the midpoint. So first, BC, I should find its midpoint. Using the long ruler, we measure BC. Suppose the measure of BC is 7 centimeters. So we divide 7 by 2 and we assign or we mark the midpoint of BC. This is the midpoint. Also from B to the midpoint is equal from the midpoint to C. So we do the same marks on both sides. Now, after marking the midpoint, we should draw a perpendicular at the midpoint. To draw a perpendicular, we need a set square. So we put our set square on BC, passing through the midpoint, and we draw a perpendicular, and we do the perpendicular sign. So in this way, we have drawn all the special lines in one triangle. As you can see, each line has a ruler to be used in order to draw it in a correct way. So to draw a height, we use a set square. To draw a median, we use a long ruler. To draw a bisector, we use a protractor. To draw a perpendicular bisector, we use both the long ruler and the set square. This is how we draw our special lines in any triangle. Please, again, practice this exercise. It's very important. Now we move to exercise number 7. And exercise number 7, it's calculating addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of signed numbers. Of course, here we have rules. Let me remind you of the rules. I will open the whiteboard. If we are talking about addition of signed numbers, we have rules. So we will be having two signed numbers, and in between we will be having a plus. So these are two signed numbers, and in between we will be having a plus. If the sign of the first is positive and the sign of the second is positive, directly I say my answer should also be positive. And to get the number, we add both numbers that are given to me. This is the first rule. The second rule, we will be having a negative number also added with a negative number. So if we are adding two negative numbers, my answer will be negative, and also we add both numbers as we did above. Now, if we are adding a positive number with a negative number, so as you can see here, in this case, we have different signs. Or if we are adding a negative number with a positive number, in these two cases, we are adding numbers having different signs. So in these two cases, the sign of the result is as the greatest number. So if the greatest number is positive, then my result will be positive. If the greatest number is negative, then my result will be negative. And in both cases, we should subtract the big number minus the small number. So it is as the greatest, and we subtract both numbers. These are the rules of adding two signed numbers. And we have a very important rule which says if we are adding two opposite numbers, always my answer should be 0. So if we are adding two opposite numbers, what do we mean by opposite number? Who can remind me?
They have opposite signs like +2 and -2.
Bravo, they have opposite signs, but they have the same numbers. So if we are adding two opposite numbers, always my answer should be 0. These are the rules of addition of signed numbers. Now, if we are talking about subtraction, so if we have a signed number minus another signed number, here we have steps to apply. Here we should have steps before we find our answer. The steps that we apply here are keep. Who still remember the steps? keep.
Keep switch.
Bravo, bravo. We keep the first number as it is. We switch the minus here. We always make it a plus. And we switch the sign of the second number. If the second number was positive, we make it negative. If the second number was negative, we make it positive. After doing this, we will be back to the rules of addition of signed numbers. So after doing these steps, we will be back to these rules. We will be applying again these rules. So these are the rules of addition. These are the steps of subtraction of signed numbers. Please don't forget these rules. These rules are very important. Now we will be applying these rules here. So let's apply these rules in exercise number 7. يلا يا رزان. Directly tell me your answer. Plus 5 plus positive 7. The answer is?
Plus 12.
Bravo, plus 12. يلا يا لاريسا. Plus 3 plus 8. The answer is?
Plus 11.
Bravo, plus 11. يلا يا تالين. 9 plus positive 2.
Yes, miss.
9 plus positive 2.
Negative.
طيب شو الساين لل9 يا تالين؟
Positive.
وبوزيتيف 2 بضلوا positive and we add. يعني شو بيطلع الانسر؟
11.
Bravo, it's 11. Now let me ask Asil. Yes, Asil.
Yes, miss.
0 plus
7.
Bravo. 0 plus positive 7 is positive 7. Now let me go to Lean. Yes, Yalin.
Yes, miss.
Plus 1 plus 0. The answer is?
0.
Plus 1 ما عم تجمعي معها شيء. شو بيضلوا الانسر؟
Plus 1.
Bravo, it is 1. يلا يا هدى. Minus 6 plus negative 2. I'm adding two negative numbers.
Yes, it's minus 8.
بضلوا negative, bravo, and we add. Again, Razan, minus 1 plus negative 13.
Yes. Negative 12.
بس يكونوا اثنيناتهم negative, we add or we subtract يا رزان؟
We add.
ايه.
Negative 14.
برافو, negative 14. يلا يا تالين. Minus 10 plus negative 5.
Negative 15.
برافو, negative and we add. يلا يا لاريسا. Negative 12 plus 0.
12.
وين راحت النيجاتيف؟ أكلناها لأنه جوعانين؟
Negative 12.
نيجاتيف 12 صح. هلا بدنا نروح لعند أسيل. يلا يا أسيل. 0 plus negative 4.
Negative 4.
برافو, negative 4 لأنه الزيرو بس نجمعها مع حيلا عدد إن كان positive ولا negative ما بيأثر عليها. Now down we move to Talin. Minus 7 plus negative 3.
Positive 10.
ليه positive؟ ما عم نجمع. ايه ما عم نجمع اثنين نيجاتيف بضلوا نيجاتيف وبنجمع صح يا تالين؟ يعني شو بيكون الانسر؟
Negative 10.
برافو, نيجاتيف 10. يلا يا هدى. نيجاتيف 11 بلس بوزيتيف 11.
0.
ليه 0؟
لأنه هني opposite numbers.
برافو, we are adding opposite numbers. Their answer is 0. صح. يلا يا رزان. 9 minus positive 5. Here we have subtraction, so we should apply the keep switch. يلا.
First, we keep the 9 as it is.
Yes.
We change the negative to positive, the
Bravo.
sign. And after that, we change positive 5 to negative 5.
هلا صارت addition. Here we are adding two signed numbers having different signs. قلت أنا we look for the greatest and we subtract. What is the
Yeah.
sign of the greatest?
Positive.
9 minus 5.
4.
Bravo. So the
Positive
answer
4.
is 4. Bravo. Now let me ask Lynn again. Yes, Yalin.
Yes, miss.
minus 4 minus negative 5. يلا. كمان keep switch. شو بيضلوا الماينس 4؟
Minus.
minus 4 صح؟
Yes.
الماينس لشو بنحولها؟
No, plus.
بس we switch it into plus. ونيجاتيف 5 شو بنعمل لها switch into what؟
Positive 5.
برافو هيدي هي. Now you have addition. عندك واحد نيجاتيف وواحد بوزيتيف. الرول بتقول the sign of the result is as the greatest and we subtract. يعني مثل ساين الكبير ومننقص. شو ساين العدد الكبير؟ بوزيتيف. برافو بوزيتيف 1 صح. Now أسيل. يس يا أسيل.
Yes.
Negative 10 minus positive 17. Yes.
We keep the negative 10 as it is, and
Bravo.
we change the minus to plus,
Yes.
and the positive 17, from the positive 17 to the negative 17.
Bravo. Now you have addition of two numbers that are both negative. شو بيضلوا الانسر؟ بس نكون عم نجمع عددين اثنيناتهم نيجاتيف يا أسيل. شو بيضلوا الانسر؟ نيجاتيف. صح؟ مش نيجاتيف and we add. هيك مش هيك بتقول الرول؟
Yes.
So it stays negative and we add. So the answer is negative 27. Now let me go to هدى. يلا يا هدى. Negative 3 minus negative 3. يلا.
Negative 3 plus 3.
صح.
And the answer will be 0.
Why? Since they are?
Because they are opposite numbers.
Bravo, they are opposite numbers. صح. يلا يا رزان. 2 minus negative 7.
We keep the 2 as it is. We change minus to plus, and we change negative 7 to plus 7.
صح.
Now
we are adding two positive numbers, so my answer will be?
Positive 9.
Bravo. These are the rules of addition and subtraction of signed numbers. Please look at the last line I have here. This last line is the same rules that we applied up. But here, since we have no parentheses, you can see that we have no parentheses in these expressions. We can solve them in a very easy way. I ask, the sign of the first is positive. The sign of the second is negative. So here I have two numbers having different signs. My answer will be as the greatest and we subtract. What is the sign of the greatest?
Negative.
And we subtract. 11 minus 9 is 2.
Negative 2.
نفس الشيء هون. 8 minus 14. The sign of 8 is positive. The sign of 14 is negative. So since they are different, so my answer will be as the greatest, يعني minus, and we subtract. 14 minus 8 is 6. So it is negative 6. Negative 4, negative 5. The sign of the first is negative. The sign of the second is negative. I have two negative numbers, so my answer will be negative and we add. فاذا هون ما في داعي نعمل الستبس. هلا فيكم تعملوا الستبس عادي، بس ما في داعي. ليه؟ لانه ما عندنا بارانتيسز. هون عملنا الستبس لانه في عندنا بارانتيسز. شايفين البارانتيسز بقلبها للاكسبريشن؟ هون بما انه ما عندنا parentheses, there is no need to do the steps we applied up. Now we have multiplication of signed numbers. Let me remind you of the rules of multiplication of signed numbers. How we multiply signed numbers. The rule of multiplication are, if we have two signed numbers, the first number is positive. The second number is positive, and we are multiplying two positive numbers. My answer will be positive. And we multiply both numbers. If we are multiplying a negative number by a negative number, my answer will be what?
Also positive.
Also positive, because in multiplication, if we are multiplying same signs, always my answer will be positive. But if we are multiplying different signs, for example, a positive multiplied by a negative, or a negative multiplied by a positive, my answer will be
Negative.
will always be negative. So the rules of multiplication, if we are multiplying same signs, my answer will be always positive. If we are multiplying different signs, my answer will be negative. بالdivision نفس الشيء. إذا عندي division أو line of a fraction هي ذاتها, a positive number over a positive number always gives me a positive number. A negative number over a negative number will always give me a positive number. So negative over negative is also positive, while positive over negative or negative over positive is always negative. Or if we have a negative over a positive, my answer in both cases will always be negative. Of course, here I divide the numbers in the numerator and in the denominator. And as I said before, what applies for line of a fraction applies also for division. It's the same. So if we say division or line of a fraction, there is no difference between them. It's always the same. Okay? So let's apply the rules of multiplication and division. 6 times negative 3. Positive times negative is?
Negative.
6 times 3 is?
18.
So it is negative 18. يلا يا أسيل. Negative 4 times negative 7. Negative times negative is? أسيل. Negative times negative is?
Positive.
Positive. 4 times 7 is? قد ايه 4 times 7؟ مين بيعرف؟
28.
So it is positive 28. يلا يا تالين. Negative 9 times 8. Negative times positive is?
Negative.
9 times 8 is?
72.
Bravo, negative 72. Now here we have 3 numbers. It is the same. We multiply all the signs, then we multiply all the numbers. So negative times negative is?
Positive.
Positive times negative is?
Negative.
5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 4 is 60. So the answer is negative 60. Look at this one now. If you have many numbers multiplied together, to know the sign, we count how many numbers do we have. If the number was even, then my answer will be positive. If the number was odd, then my answer will be negative. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is odd or even?
Even.
So my
Even.
answer should be positive. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. So my answer is?
Positive 1.
So my answer will be positive 1. Now we have minus 8 times 5 times negative 6 times 10 times 0. There is no need to multiply all these numbers. Why? Because all of them are multiplied by 0. So my answer will directly be 0. Now, negative 35 over 7. To know the sign of the answer, we say negative over positive is?
Negative.
And 35 over 7 is?
5.
Because as if I'm saying 35 divided by 7, so my answer will be negative 5. Now, negative 36 over negative 9. Negative over negative is?
Positive
36
Positive.
divided by 9 is?
4.
4.
So my answer is 4. 3 over negative 10. Positive over negative is?
Negative.
Negative. And the 3 over 10, what's the answer?
Is 3.3.
لا.
0.3.
Bravo, negative 0.3. 45 over 5. Positive over positive is?
Positive
45 over 5.
9.
So the answer is 9. Any question about these calculations?
No.
So we should know the rules that I have written for you on the whiteboard before. Now, in exercise number 8, we should construct a triangle ABC. Construct means we should draw such that AB, side AB equals side AC equal 4 centimeter. We have angle BAC equal 90 degrees. مين بيقول لي how can we draw this triangle? What should we draw first?
The sides.
أول شيء بنرسم أول side يا رزان، يعني يا بننقي AB يا بننقي AC. We use the long ruler and we draw a side AB equal 4 centimeter. ما بقدر ارسم السايد الثاني قبل ما اعمل مارك للانجل BAC. So we mark angle BAC at 90 degrees using a protractor. Then I now draw AC because AC has a length which is 4 centimeter. يعني محل ما أنا عملت marking للأنجل بوصلها بالvertex A with a side equal to 4 centimeter and I get my triangle which is ABC which is right at A. This is the triangle. I want to ask you, if we have in a triangle a right angle and 2 equal sides, what kind of triangles is this?
Right isosceles.
Bravo. So we say, since, look what we say. We say, since we have a 90 degrees angle and 2 equal sides, then the triangle is, its nature is a right isosceles triangle. Now we should calculate angle at angle B and at angle C. In a right isosceles triangle, we know that this angle is equal to 90 degrees. So this and this both will also be 90 degrees. Since they are equal, so each angle will be how much?
45.
45 degrees. Now, I want to tell you something about the area of a triangle. هيدي نحن مش حاكيين عنها قبل بس بما أنها مرقت معنا رح خبركن عنها. area يعني هيدي المساحة اللي جوا تبعيته للتريانجل. Area of a triangle has a rule. Look what is how we find the area of a triangle. هيدي الرول لازم نكون حافظينها. هلا أنا عم خبركن عنها. To find the area of a triangle, الاريا هي base times height over 2. البيز والهايت بالرايت تراينجل هن البيربنديكولار سايدز. يعني الاي بي هو هايت، الاي سي هو بيز. ليش؟ لانه نحن دائما بالتراينجل الهايت بنرسمه على بيز، يعني لازم يكون في سايد راسمين عليه الهايت. So we say the base is AB, the height is AC over 2. We have the measure of AB which is 4 centimeter, we replace it. We have the measure of AC which is 4 centimeter. So 4 times 4 is 16 over 2, so the area will be 8. So please ما تنسوا هيدا الرول. The area of a triangle equal base times height over 2. Okay, now we should draw the bisector of angle BM, the bisector BM of angle ABC. كمان to draw a bisector we use a protractor. It divides the angle into 2 equal angles, so each angle will be 22.5 degrees. So خلص وقتنا نحن هلا. Please, the solution of this worksheet you find it on the Padlet on week 39. على Padlet المدرسة بتلاقوها on Thursday. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. حدا عنده شيء